So today on the call, it's me, Srini Karnati. I'm responsible for customer success across RingMaster, and along with me on the call today, who's going to Vamshi Damidi. Vamshi is the director of APM product management. He's going to do the demo of APM, and then Usha is going to do the demo of how test automation within APM has been enabled. Which in APM 3.0, there are a bunch of new features that have been added in last 6 months, and we're going to get into those details. So without further ado, let me get started. We're going to spend I'm going to spend 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes on the introduction and the benefits of the platform. And then, as I mentioned, Vamshi is going to do the patch automation demo and test automation demo by Usha, and then we get into. Now, why is this important? Why are we all on this call today, right? As an organization, RingMaster, as most of you know, almost I see that half of you who are on the call today have seen RingMaster APM in the past. And you've known that RingMaster has been in the business for close to 20 years now with the primary motto of automation. While we were only in patch automation, we have evolved to automating many other functionality, many other aspects of maintaining an ERP, especially in the Oracle EBS space. So we believe that we are in the automation is a very important aspect today to run any IT teams or any IT organization, because as Gartner predicted, 60% of digital businesses will suffer because of failure of the IT organization to be ready for the digital risks that are associated with, and we're going to touch upon those digital risks and digital challenges that IT organization we are seeing are trying to align towards. So I think automation is playing a very important role in that digital businesses, as businesses are becoming more agile, as businesses are trying to innovate more, as we all live in a very fast fashion world today. There's enormous demand on technology teams to be very nimble and quick. Right? Three main aspects of RingMaster, right? Why the automation for RingMaster is important is because, number one, our vision is to enable all our customers in becoming agile. Make IT agile so they can enable our businesses to be agile. And to be agile, you have to eliminate dependency on as many areas possible. Wherever you can automate it, so that people can focus more on understanding the needs of the business and reacting to that quickly, rather than focusing on same run the business activities. Automation is also important because it must reduce the total cost of IT, total cost of ownership of any application, so that you can invest. Because the IT budgets we currently serve over 150 customers. 90% of customers' IT budgets are not going up. They are not going north. They're either staying same or going south. 90%. Now, of course, there are new initiatives this line of businesses are sponsoring. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about traditional IT budgets are not going north. Now, if you want to innovate, if you want to bring new technologies in the organization, new platforms in the organization, you've got to find a way to automate and bring the total cost of ownership down, so you can reinvest those savings, those budgets, to newer innovative initiatives. Last but not the least is these new digital technologies, whether you talk about digital integrations using integration technology stack within EBS to third-party SaaS integrations, mobile integrations or mobile applications and IoT applications, as they come into your mainstream organization, the risk quotient is only increasing. It is not decreasing. Your risk quotient with big data initiative, with IoT initiatives is not decreasing. You are, as an organization, we are more and more hybrid. Our portfolio of technology stack is increasing, so our exposure to risk is increasing. And hence, we believe automation is important so that we can focus more on understanding where there are risks and mitigate them. So what do we have? RingMaster as a platform today we believe it's the next level of automation platform. In maintaining an Oracle EBS, there are 4 major areas. One is change management. Patch management is a change management. How do you make sure how do you know what patch to apply? There are thousands of patches. How do you know which patch is relevant for you? There would be a recommendation that Oracle makes, these are mandatory patches, but among the many other patches, how do you know which patch is right for you? How do you eliminate the patch phobia that organizations have at various department level, that patches fixes less, breaks more, right? So the second area of major investments in EBS maintenance is around testing. We still see about 40% of organizations run the business budgets are spent around testing. And releases get delayed because users are not available for testing, whether it's not just patch releases, even change management, even enhancement releases. In the agile world, where you are doing continuous integration and continuous deployment, if you're not ready for a continuous testing, we as IT organization can be the bottleneck for CI/CD, or what we call DevOps automation. The third area is managing the application, where you're managing your concurrent programs, managing your business transactions, managing the workflow. How do you automate that? And as we spoke about in the digital enterprise, how do you ensure when you are integrating EBS with SFDC or HCM Cloud or BI Cloud services, how do you automate maintenance of those integration services, whether it is SOA services or EDI-driven integrations? Doesn't matter. So RingMaster Platform automates these 4 components. This constitutes to almost 70 to 80% of running the business, keeping the lights on. If you can automate majority of these 4 components, I think you have achieved a significant savings and eliminating significant risks. In the interest of time today, we're going to dive deeper into the first 2 components. And we're going to have a part 2, which is going to talk about automation of managed services as well, which is driven by AutoMaaS platforms and DevOps Express platform. Now, as an organization over the last 20 years, some of you have been our customers for many years. We really appreciate you staying with us through and through. We've made significant investments over last year in enhancing the value out of this platform. Today, there are over 150 customers who have used APM. Most of them being Fortune 500, with 20 years of automation experience, with over 1 million patches being applied and changes being pushed into production. We thought we are in the right spot to really automate not just patching and testing, but the entire IT ops. Without further ado, I will now have Vamshi take you into the details of, walk you through the APM demo. Before I hand it over, let me kind of give you a quick preview of what I'm talking about, right? APM 3.0 automates patches. It does 3 things. At a high level. recommendation of patching, which wasn't there before. So the patch intelligence engine does the recommendation of which patches to apply based on your environment, based on your configuration, based on your setup. I think that is very important as an organization when you have to really convince multiple stakeholders to download and apply patch, to know exactly what patch to apply, because that is a part one of patch phobia. Part two of patch phobia is the time taken to apply the patches and knowing what features and functionality has been added. At the end of the day, if business doesn't know, business analysts or business users don't appreciate or acknowledge the new enhancement or new feature that has been added, which will benefit them, what is the point of applying a patch, which could be just for the security reason, probably. Right? So the application of patching, which used to be our main forte. And the third piece, which we have brought in, is integrating testing, right? Basically test automation. So recommendation of what patches are relevant for you, application, and test automation. That's what automating APM 3.0 does, right? So Vamshi, you want to talk a few minutes on this? What are the challenges?
Thanks for joining this webinar this afternoon, and hope everyone is doing good. As Ravi has introduced, we realized from our customers, after hearing to our customers, that patching is just not the one that completes. Srini has explained, patching is just not the only thing that comes as part of the change management. So we heard to our customers, and we thought, like, okay, RingMaster 3.0 has to be very special and has to fulfill a lot of customer needs and reduce the TCO for EBS maintenance. And as part of this, the result is RingMaster 3.0, which actually fulfills, or which actually covers a lot of audience in terms of business analysts, in terms of functional testers, in terms of release 12 functionalities, and a patch intelligence engine, and all these things covered. And looking at the challenges, I mean, we'll go through the challenges first, and I'll explain how we answered each and every aspect of it. Okay, and looking at the challenges, okay, release 12.2 patching challenges. So what are the current challenges of EBS patching? And one of the major, myself being a DBA for 10 years, and more than 10 years actually, the major challenge that I have whenever a person requests me to apply a patch, I have to go through a lot of time digging into the prerequisite analysis. That consumes a lot of time for me, which RingMaster automates it, and it is available at a click of a button for you, the complete result as to what are the prereq patches for you. Okay, you don't have to go through a lot of reading the notes from Oracle and analyzing them and coming up with a list. It's as simple as a click of a button. Okay, and later on, and further to our providing a patch, how do we utilize that patch analysis report for other groups? Okay, and to answer that question, I mean, what do I provide to business analysts when I do my patch analysis? Okay, what kind of information should I provide to my business analysts so that they can be prepared with the next steps once the patch is applied? Okay, and having thought about it, the APM patch prediction analysis report actually provides you a clear insight into what are the objects that are being changed and how can you go by testing a different functional areas which are relevant to the changes that the patch is bringing in. Okay, the patch can bring in a new feature or a current feature bug fixes. So you can easily identify with APM's patch prediction analysis report as to what is a change and how do I know what to test. Okay, so this is a major enhancement that we are doing as part of the APM 3.0, a deep dive analysis report into a complete functional areas and give the business analyst a clear view as to what exactly needs to be done next. Okay. Now, and this third one, we spoke about different customers, and after taking the feedback that the workflow for my project with approvals. Okay, I run different projects. One of the directors says me, oh, I'm running 2 different projects. Now my 2 different projects needs 2 different paths of instances, but eventually they go to production. Okay, now how do I answer? And we have enhanced the workflow mechanism of RingMaster 3.0 so that it can support multiple project workflows to drive your changes so that it can eventually go to the production in a streamlined fashion. And end of the day, everything is based on approval. So in previous practices prior to RingMaster 3.0, you have approvals in emails, you have approvals, verbal approvals, you have approvals everywhere. Now with RingMaster 3.0, you have an enhanced workflow mechanism along with approvals and the proper workflow to support your multiple projects that are going in a bigger organizations, right? And one of the major challenges that comes to pre-RingMaster era is that you have to work odd hours to actually apply your patches. Okay, now with APM, you can schedule your patches and come back in the morning to actually realize that your patch is completely applied, and you don't have to wait for the downtime to be carried over. And RingMaster takes care of your shutting down your applications as well as bringing them back, along with any kind of additional steps that your third-party applications needs to be coordinated with. So everything is customizable with RingMaster. So that we have improved the level of customizations that you can do with 3.0 and added major features over there, and this is available with readily with 3.0. And the 3.0 RingMaster 3.0 is completely supportable to release 12.2. And now we have an add-on feature which actually, at a click of a button, it completely patches your Fusion middleware components. Your WebLogic, your Oracle homes, everything is patched except the databases. Okay, so this is a major feature because this has been tedious because Oracle releases patches every month, and to be compliant, to be performance oriented, you have to consume these patches, and to avoid any future issues, you just have to consume these patches, and it is very tedious to this. So APM makes it very easy for you. At a click of a button, you get both of your file systems patched so that you don't have to go through the tedious processes of FS clones and various other activities, right? So another major hurdle that we have seen is pre-RingMaster. Yeah, Vamshi, you have your report is fantastic. It gives you insight, but how do I know? What do I test? Like how much time do I have to have my BAs perform the testing? And APM now comes with a testing process, integrated product, which actually enables you with a continuous testing. Okay, and we have gone through these 3 phases of what the analytics are: change automation, which is a patch application and functional testing process. Okay, and this is another view of like the patch intelligence engine. These are the 4 components that are in 3.0 major enhancements to APM 3.0. One is the patch intelligence engine, and APM with add-on features and enhancements like workflow enhancements and reporting enhancements. And APM is now integrated with Cloud Tester and seamlessly, and you can kick off your cloud test cases as soon as you apply your patch, and from there you can look at your results whether a patch is successful or not. And based on the results of your successful testing, now you don't have to depend on manual testing. Now you have a tool which actually gives you precise results as to whether a patch fulfills your need or not, and does it break something else or not. So that is the beauty of the test automation. And we have also heard from the customers that they need more insight reporting into business analysts, functional areas as to what is coming up, what do I do with these objects? Like How do I view my object versions? How do I consume the features? Like how do I know what are the features that are available for me for EBS? So business analytics is a very good improved reporting version of previous APM patch analytics, and it gives you a lot of more reporting features. Now, having said that, I'll show you how we can kick off a patch. Most of the people probably on this call know already these are the screens. And having said that, I'll show you how from a previous patch, how you can kick off a test cases so that you have a continuous testing in place. So previously, whenever you apply a patch, you can go review your analysis and look at your objects and see how many objects are being changed and try to find out which modules are they related to and which versions are those. So now this doesn't fulfill the complete change cycle, and hence we thought we need to add something more and to fulfill that complete change cycle. Hence we added a cloud tester feature which actually helps you with a continuous testing process. Now the functional approver, I being a functional approver, now I want to make sure before I move this patch to the next environment, I want to apply and test my patch so that I can move it to the further environment. So this is a report which is available, and you can look at your objects here and kick off the test cases right from here. So this is a pre-populated drop down of the test cases that are being populated from the cloud tester, that you create the test cases from there and execute them from here. And once you execute, you can see the results in the bottom as to how many whether your test cases has been approved or not, and you can move it to the next environments.
As Vamshi mentioned, that Cloud Tester is a module within APM. So it's basically an extend. It's an additional feature added within, which is integrated within APM. So you can use Cloud Tester in isolation by itself, or you can use it integrated within your APM. Right? There are two ways to use it. There are customers who use just Cloud Tester for testing all the applications, not just EBS, not just Fusion middleware, not just SFDC, not just SCM Cloud, but all their applications. And there are customers who only use to test patching. Okay. Now, why is Cloud Tester important? We are seeing 5 major trends that are driving test automation, right? Within the automation umbrella, why is test automation the most important piece? It is the most important piece because that is where most human effort is spent, but least value-added effort. Now, when you look at business value add, testing is just to make sure things are working. It's not a business value add. So hence, we're seeing customers really very interested in taking that cost out and reassigning that cost for things that are more important. So test automation is also driven by these 5 trends, right? We talked about this. The digital transformation trend, wherein you are bringing the smart technologies within social, mobile, analytics, cloud, and IoT. If you're bringing those in, you need to bring automation. You're bringing artificial intelligence, you're bringing natural language processing, so hence automation is a mantra of even driving businesses through AI. So if IT being the biggest custodian of technology, while businesses are driving automation through CRM automation and IoT automation, I think it is expected that technology department is driving automation ahead of the curve than any other line of businesses. The third is agility. There is no time for a 6-month sales cycle, right? EBS implementations of 1 year, 9 months to 1 year implementations have gone. So agility is important. More and more cloud-based applications are coming into the mainstream, right? So you need to be automating not just EBS. The problem for organizations is multifold from an IT perspective, when you're adopting SaaS, in EBS you have the option not to consume the patch, but not in SaaS, not in HCM Cloud, not in SFDC. The patch bundles and the releases that come in, you have a short window within which you have to complete your testing. Otherwise, the releases are applied to your environment. Right. So, and then you have obviously multi-platforms, right, wherein you are a hybrid environment, you have integration components. So when you look at these 5 trends that are happening in the marketplace, with Cloud Tester becomes a very important piece. And today, within APM scheme of things, why is this important? We're seeing that we as an IT organization, our job is to enable business users and analysts to do what they do best. Enabling the change the business through new functionalities and features, right? Versus consuming them for testing patches, changes, or enhancements, right? I think that's our goal. That is what our job is as an IT, to enable these users and analysts to focus on what's important. So hence, as a global leader in test automation, Cloud Tester, unlike traditional testing approach, has taken a very radically different approach. This is an investment of last 4 years. Cloud Tester has been evangelized, built, adopted since last 4 years. So it's in last 6 months or so we have integrated the two. But what is as a platform, unlike your traditional test automation approach where you had to buy a software, whether it could be an HP QTP, it could be Oats, or it could be Selenium, and then you have to invest in hardware, and then you got to go find an implementation partner. It takes 6 months to onboard all your test cases for automation, and then you need to have a team that understands how to maintain these test cases. Every time a patch is applied, every time an enhancement has been made, you don't know which test script or test case is outdated now. Now you want to maintain that. If you want to maintain that, you need to know the proprietary language of that tool. So here it is. The Cloud Tester platform is a subscription model platform, so no software, no hardware. It is hassle-free. That means there is no commitment. You don't have to worry about, you have an option. You don't even have to worry about maintaining the test cases. You don't have to worry about running the test scripts because it's a subscription fee, right? Business users can see the test results. It's a highly efficient model, and there are no surprises, right? So here's a comparison. I just wanted to give you a quick comparison between the traditional versus platform. That is Capex, here's OpEx, right? You had to worry about test scripting language. We have eliminated. We've completely eliminated the need for knowing the test scripts. There are no test scripts here. There's no scripting language requirement. So hence the maintenance is easy. Hence the business users and analysts can now run the test cases, and if required, they can also do the debugging because there is no dependency on a proprietary language. Yeah. So very, very efficient. Eliminates all the frustrations in the testing automation from the past. Other key benefits within Cloud Tester, right? There are pre-built test repository. So the libraries that are built for all the applications. So there are pre-built test cases for EBS, cloud applications, PeopleSoft, Salesforce, NetSuite, you name an application. So you don't have to invest significantly in test automation from scratch. Right? Since it's a platform, since there's a least dependency on the test cases, you can get a complete coverage. The platform can be sitting on on-prem in your data center. It can also sit on cloud. It can sit on Oracle IaaS. It is certified to sit on Oracle Infrastructure as a Service or on Amazon. So it doesn't matter where do you want it, on-prem or on cloud, right? So outcome that we should drive for together is basically 80% reduction in the effort that organization spends today in regression testing. I think that is the first outcome I think we must accomplish, right? And the test case maintenance and onboarding, significant reduction in that because of the platform. Before I hand it over to Usha to give you a quick demo on how it works and how simple it is, let me show you how architecturally it works, right? On the right side, these are the applications that you want to do the testing. You have the HCM Cloud, you have EBS, and maybe you have third-party other SFDC and other applications, JD, PeopleSoft. This is your application to test. It could be on-prem or on cloud. Cloud Tester as a IP, there are three major components. There is a test script creation engine. There's an entire framework that converts, right? It's the keyword-driven frameworks. Everything is keywords. There is no need to maintain your test data in file system anymore because it's all stored in the database. You can reuse the existing test cases that are there. So that's the whole cloud tester execution where you have framework, keywords, and libraries, and the repository which stores the test cases, test data, all of your configuration on how you want to schedule it, what are your environment details, and so on. We have exposed this through a Cloud Tester portal. It's a URL that can be used by both the audiences. It can be your users that can test when they want, how much they want. Since there is no dependency, your business users or your analysts can now test when they want, how much they want. They want to do just a security testing, they can do it. They want to schedule just a sanity testing coming in the morning and want to make sure none of the applications are all up, they can do a sanity testing. So you're enabling the business to do more automated testing and right now you can also, the task provider, whoever is providing your testing automation as a service today, you can ask your current testing partner to use Cloud Tester as part of their testing services. We work with a lot of partners, big and small. We work with a lot of partners who take Cloud Tester as part of their offering to automate their customers' testing effort. So we encourage both customers and partners to look at this as a platform because we are here to invest in three areas. We are here to invest in the IP, that is the Cloud Tester as a platform, libraries, pre-built libraries so that there is a reusability, and simplifying the onboarding and maintenance for every single application. That is what Cloud Tester Center for Enablement does, is simplifying this, which can be used by all our partners and customers alike. With that, Usha, if you want to take it over from here to show a quick demo.
As Srini has shared a lot more benefits of the Cloud Tester, let me briefly walk you through the key features, rather the benefits that the Cloud Tester platform has got. Now, getting started with the Cloud Tester, being said that it is both on-prem and cloud, we can access this 24/7 round the clock and with the 99.9% availability. Now, what all can see here is the dashboard of how the Cloud Tester looks. This contains all the text execution status and if suppose a business analyst or a business manager wants to see a complete screenshot of the application or the testing of his application, we can just go have a look at this and get to know what all is tested and what is the pass-fail total result. Now, coming to the design of the Cloud Tester, we have got test cases nothing but the business transactions. When we can dig into the test cases, we can just create our own business transaction here. Well, if I can dig into one of the test cases, we have got a plenty of benefits here. Well, a business user can have a quick view at the screenshots of the test scenario or the business transaction that he have recorded. And here, one of the beautiful or significant features is like for every screen, you have got just simple English statements here below this, wherein you can just see the test sets of that particular navigation. Being said that, we have also got a generate PDF for all the test scenario so that a PDF is generated in which the documentation of your test case is done. Coming to the test set, as I've already mentioned that this can do an end-to-end testing of the application. Here, this test set can group all your test transactions or the business transactions, which can be just done by drag and drop. Now coming to the scope of the cloud tester, we have, as the name is aptly said, the releases. When you have a release, then you can group all your business transactions that are affected to that particular release into a group, and you can just have a release here. Here are some of the releases. You can just all your test cases into this release. And now to perform, here we have schedule, wherein you can schedule your test scenario to test it at a test case level, at a test set level, or at a release level. And then you can schedule these at this particular level, and on an overnight you can schedule them, and the results can be validated on the next morning. Now once all the testing is done, we need to have the report for the testing. Like obviously a business analyst have to see how what is the fail percentage or the pass percentage of the test case done. So when I want to dig into the report, we can just being said that when we want to ensure that that particular patch is not impacting any of the scenario around the application, we can just take a regression testing of the application, and then once the regression test is done, we can have a clear report of what is the test case result at each level. And now this also generates a document, a detailed documented, in easy English, understandable documentation. Now here I'm downloading one of the documentations that is given. When you can see here a detailed report of the test run with easily understandable commands, not very well, as well we can see the graph here. When we hover on this, we can just know the rate of increase in the testing percentage that is done. By this, I wanted to conclude the demo of this cloud tester and hand it over to Srini.
Yeah, thank you, Usha. Let me now take over and let me show you how cloud tester, if you want to extend beyond APM and you have an interest to see the cloud tester, let me show you how. I'm sure some of you must be wondering, what is this going to cost? How does it work? Right? It's 70% We have seen this for numerous customers. What costs a customer between $12,000 to $15,000 by investing in software, hardware, and implementation cost, and then I'm not yet taking the time into consideration. Pricing for Cloud Tester is approximately $5,000 if you were to test your entire EBS. If you want to test your entire EBS. Now, if it is HCM Cloud, you're talking about half the cost, approximately half the cost. If you were to test your entire EBS, you're talking about $5,000 per month. Wherein this includes four things. It includes the entire platform. That means you don't have to anymore invest in software. You don't have to invest in, it includes hosting on the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. It includes that. That means you don't have to worry about dealing with the infrastructure team in getting provisioning the hardware. You don't have to find an implementation partner or to onboard all your test cases. It is included. The Cloud Tester Center for Enablement team, Cloud Tester C4E, the C4E team, Center for Enablement team will onboard all your test cases in Cloud Tester. That includes implementation. By the way, you are not paying anything more than $5,000 a month. It is included. Fourth, it also includes, and this is optional if you want to take advantage of it, but it includes 12 end-to-end executions per year. It includes, so for example, if you have a release every month and you need to do testing every month, you can actually use the Center for Enablement for executing the test cases. Within the execution, it includes maintenance, which means 15% of the test cases that you have can be rewritten. It can be rewritten because you've added new functionality. It is rewritten because your existing customization has been outdated because of new enhancement that has come to the patch. Hence, the test case has to be rewritten. Fair enough. It is included. 15% of the test cases in a given year can be completely maintained or rewritten and recreated. Software, hardware, onboarding, execution, all included for one fixed, no surprise amount per month, right? I know we have a lot of there are, as I said, there are over 150 customers who use APM. For those customers, and some of them are here today, we have an offer for you. We will waive off any initiation fee because you already have APM licenses. If you're an active user of APM, we'll also give you a 50% discount on Cloud Tester for the first year. And for all of those who want to dip their toes and try it out, 30 days, no obligation fee usage. Yeah. I would encourage all of you to really look at Cloud Tester as a means to start adding value to those users and enable them to focus on what they are supposed to be doing. And we should solve the problem of patching, not by just applying a patch, but entire end-to-end, knowing what patch to apply the patch, complete the testing, provide the users with the test results, and get a sign-off so that you can migrate the patches to the next version. Thank you so much for listening to me and my team. Here's my email, Sri S. Karnati@ringmastersw.com, or you can also send email to my colleague, V. Damidi. You can please feel free to visit our website. So we're on the clock at noon here in Central Time. Thank you so much for attending this, and look out for the part 2 of automation, and looking forward to answering any further questions you may have via email or further calls. have a wonderful day, or good night to folks who have joined from other parts of the world. Thank you.